Hey, Chris back again for another episode of the Strength, Growth, and Purpose Show. It's going to be a little different today. This is more relatable, I think, to a lot more people. Every day you're going to get up and you're going to fight. Every day. You're fighting against different worlds during the process of your day. When you get up in the morning, you're fighting to get up in the morning if you don't like your job. You're fighting to stay who you are as a person in the relationship. You're fighting to be a good husband. You're fighting to be a good provider. You're fighting to be a good father, right? A good parent, a good mom, right? You're fighting to become or stay a good daughter, a good son. You're fighting to provide a good example to people out there by actions instead of words. Every day that we leave, every day that we get on these things that we call cell phones and smartphones and your radio and everything else, you're driving to work or you're on your way listening to music, everything is fighting against your existing world. Now, I don't mean to fucking say that as an existential thing, but remember, you're in a world that you're trying to create for yourself. And everything outside of that world is trying to stop you from creating that. Everything. Your old thought patterns, your anger, your emotions, your sadness, your happiness. If you're depressed, if you think you're worried about, you got anxiety, you're worried about things that you can't control, all those things, you're fighting on those things, against those things on a daily basis. I fight every day. And if you understand what I'm about to say, I fight every day to stay who I am. Some people might say, it's easy. It's easy. I'm just going to be me. Right. Okay. I'm glad. Are you really yourself? Or you're trying to be like somebody else or be something else we're always getting all these different influences at a given time, right? All this noise is always hitting us. So in order for you to keep fighting, and you will get tired, you will get frustrated, you will get upset, you will get annoyed, right? Because everybody else around you will tell you, well, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to do that thing? Whatever that thing is, why? Why are you trying to do that? Just be like everybody else. Don't worry about that. So it's a fight every day to stay yourself. It's a fight to say, here's references. To go to the gym, to be better. To not be a fat slob for yourself. To be out of shape man. To make sure that you stay in shape, because a person who stays in shape will get more respect and looked at upon differently than a person who's out of shape. Just think about that for a minute. I'm 53, right? If you're married, single, or whatever, you look for somebody who's attractive in some way, shape, or form. And the physicality of that other person will attract you. Not just their face, but the rest of them. Now, if your standards are lower, or if you feel like your standards are not, or you say, well, that person's out of my league, then that means that you may look at yourself that way. So that's a war that you got to fix yourself. But again, trying to stay in shape is a fight. Doing things that you don't want to do. Going to the gym. Eating the right foods. Putting all the fucking cookies down. Right? That's my fucking weakness. right? Trying to stay active, trying to be involved in my kids' lives, trying to be involved in my wife's life, trying to do all these things, right? Trying to be a good son. All these things, you're fighting. You're fighting them. You're not alone in this fight. Acknowledge that you're fighting these things. Remember that it's going to take longer to fight these things and change your habits to become better at fighting these things. It is an ongoing process. It will never stop. Because if you stop, you're going to slip all the way back down to zero, or at least 50%. You got to fight every day. It's not easy. And you're not going to want to do it. This is why I always say get comfortable with yourself so that you don't have to negotiate with yourself anymore. Make sure that you can talk to yourself. You talk to yourself out of not doing certain things. You don't need anybody's permission to do things to better yourself for self-improvement. So if you haven't gotten it already, this audio, this channel, this page, this whatever it is just for self-improvement. It's no fucking motivation. Self-improvement. You look within yourself to figure out what's wrong and you fix it. That's a lifelong process. And it's for your benefit. Even if the people around you say differently, don't listen to them. Told you it's going to be different. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. You still have time. Keep fighting.